Hello everyone. Today I will show you an even more potent build than my last one, which was the PDL build. This is one of the best endgame builds I have come up with for Fight Team, and I have also included examples of how to parry in this guide. So let us get on to it. This build I would consider would be an overall improvement over the last one. It still uses the PDL, and I would highly recommend using this if no one else is using it. However, it provides additional melee damage to the Predator from parrying. This build has more movement speed, stamina and reduced damage to the Predator thanks to the OWLF Drained perk, but with reduced HP from 200 to 135 health points. From my experience, 135 health points is still sufficient enough to play comfortably against the Predator, since the OWLF Drained perk reduces the damage from the Predator by 8%. You will really need the increased movement speed to evade Predator attacks. I find the support class too slow to evade the Predator's Plasma Caster blasts or the Predator's arrows. The increased stamina provides more stamina recovery, which is highly essential in running away or keeping up with your squad as they move from one location to another. For class, we choose OWLF as it has more stamina and movement speed over the support class, which plays a big role as well in evading Predator attacks. It also has enough gear points so that we can carry the field Siret grenades for the juicy 340 damage, and ammo bag for the PDL. I would not recommend any other class as their stats just don't cut it. For specialization, choose Spotter or Sniper, whichever you prefer. I would prefer the Spotter build, however, because it slows down the Predator, which is essential in evading attacks if you keep up the spot up time with the PDL, and for your teammates to catch up and start firing at him. Our primary weapon of choice is of course the Hammerhead, or go Mercenary or go Slar if you haven't unlocked it yet. The Hammerhead and Mercenary both has a grenade launcher which deals 240 damage to the Predator. Make sure you're using extended magazine as well so you don't need to keep reloading. For secondary, of course we choose the PDL as it synergizes with our Spotter specialization. It also more importantly spots the Predator in your map. This is extremely important if you cannot see the Predator if someone threw a flashbang, if the Predator is cloaked, or if the Predator threw his spear at you. It will have a flashbang effect. It is extremely important to know where the Predator is at any given moment, and hence you launch a PDL sensor and then look at the minimap for where he is, because we need to parry him when he gets too close. Remember this well when using this build. You can also change your combat knife, however they all do the same damage. Again, it is important to use grenades. I cannot stress enough how many times I see many Fireteam players have grenades equipped but don't ever bother to use them. It does a juicy 340 damage to the Predator. You can also cook the grenade by holding down the button to use it. It will then be automatically thrown if you hold the button for too long. It is the same control as if you are overcharging the Plasma Caster while playing as the Predator. Cooking and throwing the grenade is useful if the Predator is on a rooftop or on a tree and he hasn't seen you. He will get 340 damage smacked onto him without knowing what had hit him. The quick release perk provides 20% faster reloading, which is also essential. You can see the list of perks and how much improvements they provide in the official website, linked in the video description below. Everything listed in this build is non-negotiable. I recommend it. as it is. With that said, let us see this build in action.
I'd say that's a successful test. Alright, Voodoo, packing in.
Need some ammo. Brought a little extra fun for everybody.
The Predator thinks that I am unaware of how close he is. Just by listening to his footsteps, I quickly swap to my knife using the weapon wheel to start burying him. Again, it is important to always face in front of the Predator when parrying, otherwise you will just get hit and you may lose the fight. The Predator might try going around you if he knows this fact, but it is your job to always face in front of him when parrying. Even if your screen flashes white as mentioned previously, make sure you have deployed a PDL sensor and use the minimap to see where the Predator is. Always face in front of him. The moment you start facing in any other direction other than front and parry the wrong way, you will just get yourself killed.
There they are.
Reinforcements are on the way.
Again, PDL sensors helped, but since we know how to parry, not only does he have a hard time ambushing us, he also has a hard time using melee weapons at us. With the increased melee damage from the heavy hitter perk, we do even more damage when we successfully parry him.
Leaving the AO.
Get the fuck out of here!
Good luck, Voodoo.
Contact! Ah!
Hello? Voodoo! Can you hear me? Voodoo!
It is important as well to get used to aiming the grenade launcher so that you can apply 240 damage to the Predator. Being able to hit the Predator even if he is moving and jumping around with the grenade launcher is extremely important to keep applying pressure to him. Launch the grenade launcher where the Predator will be when he jumps, not where he is in order to hit him. Again, another parry encounter with the Predator. Usually I start with a grenade launcher first followed by a grenade for the juicy 340 damage if I think he will not jump away right away. Then, face him in front in order to parry him. Just a tip, it is not recommended to use the melee button while using guns. Always quickly swap to your knife in order to parry using the weapon wheel. This is because parrying while having your gun equipped is slow. For key rebinds I did, in PC, I swapped the following keys below: weapon wheel, G, use gear 1, swapped to 3, use gear 2, swapped to 2, use gear 3. Swapped to 1. I find it very slow and delayed to have to use the default Z and X to select which gear item to use and then press the default G to use the selected gear item. Every second counts, so you may as well rebind your keys so that you act faster and be able to throw grenades at the right time. Again, In this clip the Predator thinks I am distracted with the ammo bag, but in reality, I know how to parry him when he tries to melee him. A lot of Fireteam players don't know or are too afraid to parry, which is understandable if they run a squishy build such as Scout with no damage reduction perk from OWLF training. However, in reality, anyone can parry as long as they know how to do it properly. Parrying also provides a window for your teammates to shoot at the Predator, increasing the overall damage output applied to him.
Prep it flip 34 to flip 5.
Somebody help me! Bleeding out!
I disarmed him. It's
The
over.
OWLF. You've been involved in an otherworldly place. Assuming jurisdiction. Guard the body until we're alive and compensated for your efforts. Preparing for extraction. Destroy the evidence.
Listen to me.
If you got net, don't panic, as most Fireteam players do. Just mash F while moving away from the Predator using your standard W, A, S, D keys. Try to move towards your teammates, then parry if the Predator tries to melee you.
Shit! Disarm it! I don't believe it.
This is the OWLF. You've been involved in an incident with an otherworldly life form. We're assuming jurisdiction. Guard the body until we arrive and you will be compensated for your efforts.
Don't let them take that body away. Do everything you can to stop them. Not this time. Over there.
Note, you cannot just spam the parry button to parry and expect it will always be successful. It will only work if you do it when the Predator is about to attack you. Every normal attack animation has an opportune time to parry. Also, you cannot parry power attacks from the Predator. In this case, I would recommend just kiting the Predator with the grenade launcher to deal 240 damage to him constantly. Power attacks are slow to execute and thus, are avoidable but do a lot of damage, as long as you know where the Predator is with the PDL all the time. Even if the Predator cloaks and then power attacks, he will have a hard time doing so. Always use the minimap.
Down and bleeding fast!
This is the OWLF. We have authority over this incident and are assuming command. Your orders are to secure the body until our agents can retrieve it. Cooperation will be rewarded.
We need to keep that specimen out of their hands. Send everything we got. Ow! Careful, asshole. Bleeding. Shut up. You ain't got time. Contact is using advanced camo.
Gorilla and Yayo.
Easy as hot. Make it quick.
This Predator thinks he can get the last player to board, which is me, with his low health. But he is wrong. I parry him to death. In this last clip, I will show you how well you can survive if you are experienced enough with parrying in this build. You can last for as long as you can if you do all the right moves against the Predator and keep applying pressure to him with the grenade launcher. There are 3 parry encounters in this clip.
Form up. Stay together, fire team. Form up. Butting up.
Target inbound. Where's Camo?
Deploying thermal device.
I'm reading the flatline. Keep it together, Voodoo.
Contact is using Camo. Camo here. Camo. I got you now. Deploy thermal interference. I see it. Just barely.
We have everything we need. Burn the rest. Make sure it's irreparably destroyed. Can't chance of recovering anything. Five team members down. Stick to the mission. Reinforcements are on the way.
Long gone.
How could they cover this? Shoot that thing!
Looking at some of this intel, and it looks like they have chemical shipments nearby. I think they were ready for bigger production. Let's burn that, too.
I see its Camo! See its Camo. It's invisible. That's fair.
Light him up.
Send it in, back up.
One, let's take out that chopper while we're at it.
It's invisible. Let's get to the exfil point.
Hang tight, fire team. Heading to you now.
They're trying to escape. Stop them. Reinforcements are on the way.
I see its camo.